Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Genoa City had the kind of brittle winter air that made everything feel sharper, every word, every accusation, every secret. At Society, the hum of lunchtime chatter did little to distract from the storm brewing at one corner table where Devin Hamilton sat across from Nate Hastings, jaw tight, eyes dark with something between anger and fear. Devin's fingers tapped restlessly against the polished tabletop. "Dom's fine," he said, as if repeating it might make the nightmare fade faster, physically anyway. Nate gave a slow nod, physician instincts always simmering beneath the surface. And emotionally. Devin exhaled, "He's a kid, he doesn't understand what happened, not really." His voice lowered, "But I do, Abby does." The name hung between them, Mariah. Devin leaned back, shaking his head. "She showed up at our house, Nate, after everything, after she kidnapped our son." His voice cracked, fury flashing. "Abby lost it, and I don't blame her." Nate studied him carefully. "Do you think Mariah is still a threat?" Devin's silence said more than words. "I don't know what to think. She said things to Dom while she had him, things that don't just disappear because she says she's sorry." He looked down at his clasped hands. "Christine's strategy is to push for psychiatric treatment instead of prison, but how do I trust that? How do I gamble my son's safety on a legal theory?" Nate's voice turned clinical but compassionate. "Psychiatric illness isn't black and white. If Mariah truly had a break, then treatment might be what keeps everyone safe long-term." Devin's jaw tightened, "And if it's not?" Across town at the outdoor cafe, Mariah Copeland sat stiffly in her chair, her coffee untouched. Every passerby felt like a potential confrontation. Every glance felt like judgment. Across from her sat Christine Blair, calm but visibly strained. "I shouldn't be out here," Mariah whispered. "I shouldn't be walking around like this." Christine folded her hands on the table. "You are legally free, Mariah. The judge agreed you're not a danger." Mariah laughed bitterly. "Tell that to Abby." Christine's expression hardened. "You went to their house." Mariah winced. "You cannot do that," Christine said, her voice firm. "You're undermining our entire defense. We are arguing diminished responsibility, that you were not in control of your actions." "I'm taking responsibility," Mariah protested. "Isn't that what I'm supposed to do?" "Not if it damages your case," Christine shot back. "There's a difference between accountability and self-sabotage." Mariah swallowed. "The trial's a month away, a month. I feel like I'm suspended in midair." As if summoned by fate's cruel timing, Abby Newman Abbott entered the cafe, Dominic in her arms. Devin followed close behind. Mariah froze. Dominic wriggled down, spotting her immediately. "Mariah." Abby stiffened, trying to guide him toward the exit, but the little boy tugged free. He ran toward Mariah with the innocent urgency of a child who didn't understand adult betrayal. "I'm sorry I got tired," Dom said earnestly. "I ruined our game." Mariah dropped to her knees, tears instantly filling her eyes. "No, sweetheart, you didn't ruin anything. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I kept you from your mom and dad." Abby rolled her eyes, rage barely contained. She scooped Dominic up before the moment could linger. Christine rose, gently urging Mariah away, but Abby wasn't done. "I'm confused," Abby said sharply, turning on Christine. "You're supposed to be her attorney. Why are you letting her out in public like this?" Christine's chin lifted. "Mariah is free to live her life." "What about my son's life?" Abby snapped. "Or some other child she decides belongs to her?" Mariah flinched at every word. Christine didn't back down. "The judge was satisfied that she does not present a threat." Abby's eyes burned. "If only I could believe that." Back at the Newman ranch, tension crackled through the living room like static electricity. Victoria Newman stood near the fireplace, posture rigid, eyes calculating. Adam and Chelsea watched her warily. "Victor and Phyllis are both off the radar," Victoria said. "That's not a coincidence." Chelsea crossed her arms. "Your father disappears whenever he's plotting something." "And when he's pushed to the brink, he's dangerous," Victoria replied. "We need to stop him before he does something he regrets." Adam arched a brow. "We're talking about Victor Newman. Regret isn't really his thing." Victoria ignored him. "Phyllis thinks she's untouchable. She thinks taking Newman Enterprises was some righteous move." Chelsea's eyes narrowed. "What are you planning?" Victoria's gaze hardened. "I'm taking a page from our father's playbook." Adam's interest sharpened. "I'm going after what Phyllis loves." Chelsea stiffened. "Victoria." "Her children," Victoria said flatly. "Summer, Daniel, if we align them with us, it will gut her." Chelsea recoiled, "You can't use her kids." "Watch me," Victoria replied coolly. "I'm flying to Europe to get Summer on our side." Adam smirked faintly, Operation Offscreen Offspring. Victoria didn't smile. "Call it whatever you want, but if we come at Phyllis from the outside and the inside, she won't stand a chance." Chelsea shook her head. "I won't support this." Victoria turned away. "You don't have to." At Crimson Lights, Newman's anxiety was palpable as she approached Sharon and Noah. "Have you seen Nick?" she asked, voice tight. Sharon frowned. "He said he was going back to the ranch." Noah shook his head. "He's still in pain, Grandma." As if on cue, the bell above the cafe door jingled. Newman walked in, carrying his cane, smiling. Sharon's breath caught. Just hours ago he'd been grimacing, barely able to stand. Now he moved with suspicious ease. They all sat. "Victor gone," Nick said, leaning back casually. "Won't answer his phone." Nikki's worry deepened. "He makes these secretive moves for a reason." Nick shrugged. "Maybe he's hunting down Phyllis." The names shifted the energy. "She acts like she's done nothing wrong," Nikki fumed. Nick's eyes softened strangely. "She loves her kids." Sharon noticed the slur creeping into his words. "I might be able to forgive her," Nick continued, "if she gives the company back." Nikki left to find Victoria. Sharon and Noah exchanged a look. "Noah," Sharon said quietly once Nikki was gone, "something's off." Nick admitted casually, "Had a pill in my jacket pockets." Sharon's eyes widened. "You said you had a full bottle at home. We just filled the prescription." Nick smiled lazily. "Guess it kicked in. I feel great." Sharon's stomach dropped. Noah leaned closer. "Dad, how many did you take?" Nick laughed lightly. "Relax." But his speech was thick, his eyes unfocused. Sharon's fear crystallized. This wasn't relief. It was something far more dangerous. Evening settled over Genoa City, but the tension refused to dim. At Society, Devin and Nate's conversation shifted from Mariah to another name now echoing through their minds: Lily Winters. "It's strange," Nate said. "We haven't heard from her at all." Devin frowned. "Lily doesn't just disappear." Nate leaned forward. "What if something's wrong?" The possibility hung heavy. Lily's silence wasn't just unusual, it was alarming. At the athletic club, Adam paced while Chelsea watched from the sofa. "I need to know what Lily was promised," Adam muttered. "She cooperated with someone, I can feel it." Chelsea sighed. "You think she's involved in whatever Victor doing?" "I think I'm going to be the one left holding the bag when the truth comes out," Adam said grimly. "And I'm not waiting around for that." Back at the ranch, Nikki confronted Victoria. "I'm worried about your father." Victoria's expression didn't soften. "He might be trying to find Phyllis." "And you?" Nikki asked. "I'm going to find Summer." Nikki's eyes widened. "She'll never turn against her mother." Victoria's smile was razor-thin. "She won't know she is." Nikki looked stunned. "I'll create the illusion that she's losing everything," Victoria continued. "Security, stability, if she thinks aligning with us protects her, she'll do it." Nikki whispered, "That's cruel." "It's strategic," Victoria corrected. "We have to come at Phyllis from all sides." At Crimson Lights, Nick walked out into the cold night air. Inside, Sharon watched through the window, heart pounding. "I've never seen him act like that," she told Noah. Noah swallowed. "You think he took more than one?" Sharon's voice trembled. "I don't know, but something is definitely off." Across town, Mariah sat alone in her apartment, Abby's words replaying endlessly. "What about my son's life?" Tears streamed silently down her face. She had broken something sacred, and even if a judge believed she wasn't a threat, the people who mattered most didn't. At the cafe earlier, Abby had held Dominic tightly, as if Mariah might snatch him again at any second. Trust was shattered. At Society, Devin's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and frowned. "No caller ID." He answered cautiously, "Hello." Silence. Then a click. Devin stared at the phone, unease creeping in. Nate watched him. "Who was it?" "I don't know." But Devin had a sinking feeling. Between Lily's disappearance, Victor's vanishing act, Nick's strange behavior, and Victoria's ruthless plan, Genoa City felt like a chessboard where every piece was being moved by unseen hands. And somewhere in the shadows, someone was preparing their next move. Sharon stepped out into the night after Nick, determination replacing fear. She wouldn't lose him, not like this. Not to secrets, not to pills. At the ranch, Victoria stared out at the dark horizon. Game on, Phyllis, she whispered. In her mind, it was simple. You take what I love. I take what you love more. And as the lights flickered across Genoa City, every family felt the tremor of what was coming. Trust was fragile. Power was shifting. And redemption, if it came at all, would demand a price none of them were ready to pay.